Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. Today is Friday, October 31st, and today we're going to find out why LSU may be giving away free wieners at their games. Also, how is Mookie Betts blowing it against the BJs? And how long can we get Miles to go talking straight through with college football?
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. By idiots, for idiots.
If my incoherent college football rambling isn't enough for you, stick around to the very end to find out my early Stanley Cup pick.
This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. Welcome back, sinners. This is Season 2 of Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation as Lamar Jackson just threw his 9th touchdown pass 11 minutes ago. It is Friday, October 31st, and we are opening today's show with, right away, the question of the week. As always, I'm joined by Miles Behind Enemy Lines and a 1TI. And the question of the week was, what is one of your worst takes in sports? And I gave my hint, if you recall, on Monday's program, and it was regarding when T.I. somehow, I don't know how it came up, you have to go back and watch if you missed it, but he brought up North Carolina volleyball, and I hinted that that was a huge hint of mine, and I'm still getting drilled for this, but I did say that the North Carolina foosball would be in the, what is that? The top Miles, the top 12. 12.
No,
So
I'm gonna cut you off. What you said is that just look at their schedule. There's no way that they're not winning the ACC. That was a little more honest there. It wasn't about a top 12.
Right.
It was,
All right, well, that's enough.
It's just the state off, North or South, Georgia,
That's enough
Tech, or
honesty.
Virginia.
That's enough honesty. This is Sports Idiot Nation. Let's check in with Miles now. You be quiet over there.
I'm still thinking about college football playoff as well when they expanded to the 12-team playoff, thinking that Deion's Colorado team, after they put up 45 on TCU a couple years ago, that by the next season they would be in that first 12-team playoff. And it went very well for the first half of the 2023 season to set them up for 2024, and then they fell off a cliff. I'm sure I've had worse, but in recent memory, I'd have to go with Neon Deion running out of his light.
They're really bad this year.
And his toes.
Terrible.
And his toes.
They suck.
Neon Deion lost
Head,
his
shoulders,
toes
knees,
as well.
and toes.
Yeah.
Amputee. We feel bad.
Mr.
No,
Mr. Servon right there. That's a Mr. Servon song. No Limit Soldiers. Heads, shoulders, knees, toes. To look it up. Youngins out there going to look it up. I promise you.
That's one of my daughter's favorite in Portuguese. Cabeça, ombro, joelho, pé. Yeah, I know it all. I know it all in the Brazilian Portuguese. We'll go to little kids parties here in the Metroplex for Brazilian, and because I'm singing the kids songs in Portuguese, they assume I'm fluent, which is far from true.
Right.
I didn't know Mr. Servon. I didn't know Mr. Servon was worldwide. So shout out to No Limit Soldiers.
Pitbull.
Mr. Wall. Yeah, right.
Yeah, the Pitbull of.
He was.
All right, so T.I., I want to know what you think. I have plenty of ideas of what your worst takes are, but I kind of want to see what you think.
Oh man, I've got many. Do we? How long is this episode? I've got a lot of worst takes, but I'll go ahead and collectively
all the time you need, baby.
I'll go ahead and collectively just lump us all into the same grocery basket at this point. I mean, all three of us said that the Dodgers were going to sweep the BJs, and we may have egg on all our faces because the BJs may be pulling this out. So, I'm not used to using the phrase BJs pulling out in the same sentence, but that's where we're at. And I was fully convicted in that. Sure, I've had situations where I thought the Titans were going to beat the Bengals, and I thought Auburn was going to beat FSU, but I was fully convicted that the Dodgers were going to sweep the Blue Jays, and that did not happen and is not happening. So I'm going to go with that, man.
So, Miles, let me ask you, who has been worse, T.I. with his takes or Mookie Betts in this World Series?
Well, I do have to say the BJs have blown me away with their performance. I think that's the real story here. Mookie Betts crashing and burning, I mean, obviously is the bigger deal than a 1 TI and a 1 original center Adam and a 1 miles behind enemy lines. We should have been right. We should have been right. It's not our fault that LA just sucks as not just a city, but just as an existing entity. They have no business. I have no faith in them. Whether you're getting your ass kicked on the Diamond or your ass kicked in Bloomington, Indiana, anything associated with LA, just burn it to the ground. Wait, they already did that last year.
I mean, how are you
3 for
going to
23 is Mookie Betts. 3 for 23.
How are you going to let a rookie throw 12 strikeouts against you?
Savage.
I mean, what?
Savage.
Yeah, the savage. Oh, I love it.
What
love
a name.
it.
I love
Yeah. How
Wait,
savage
if they
is
stretch
that?
this, if they push this series all the way to 7 games and more of these games go to 17 or 18 innings, Mookie Betts at 3 for 23, he could go 6 for 56 in the series. That 6-56 doesn't work well for LA.
Well, it doesn't work well for math because it's 6 for 46.
I mean,
so you know.
No. I'm not saying double. I'm just saying.
What are you saying?
I'm not saying he doubled. If the series continues, he could go 6 for 56. There was another thing that was 6 and 56 this last weekend that was involving an LA team.
6-7?
6 and 56.
Yeah, of course.
So
the
please
UCLA
don't,
fan
please don't
quickly
start
forgets.
the 6-7 stuff. Please don't start the 6-7 stuff. Oh my God!
We have not brought that up ever. Shout out to us for not one time.
Oh God, my entire son's soccer team this past weekend. There was at one point we're talking about the score. Like, have they scored 6 or 7? Of course, all we're going 6-7, and I'm like,
the hands have to,
oh
yourself.
my God, man.
You pointed the gun the wrong way though.
Yeah.
Well, them kids.
There's multiple kids. I need multiple guns. Unless they're in a line, unless they're on a line.
6 shoot.
All right. YouTube just canceled us.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah, they're all like,
we'll be on
6, 7. Oh man. When I was a kid, all we did was just D-Generation X suckets, and now all these kids are like 6, 7.
It's more.
What am I talking about?
Society.
What am I talking about? I'm
No,
so
the
old.
second was better.
I was in college doing suckets. I wasn't in high school doing suckets. Get out of here. I'm so old.
Yeah.
You go up and give them the old bean dip.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds good. Sounds good.
The nipple flip. Bean dip. You bean dip.
Okay. I was like, what?
We were still doing pencil breaks and
generation gap.
Yeah,
generation gap right there, I guess.
Finger flips or whatever it was, I don't know, man.
Oh, not what I thought you were going to say right there with the finger F.
So, yeah.
You guys do this? Did you guys do this?
Hold it. Yep, hold it.
Yeah.
Hold those knuckles there.
Yeah. Oh, here you go.
Oh, yeah. Bloody knuckles.
Oh, man. Bloody
when
knuckles.
It made that sound.
Oh.
Yeah, bloody knuckles. When it hit that sound, like that echo, like.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, these kids today, man.
I'm getting red just like thinking about it.
Bunch of pansies with the 6-7. They don't know what it's like with knuckle busts,
Yeah, they don't know real pain. Or what about the ball tap in high school? You just go to your buddies and literally, when they're talking to a girl, when they're talking to the prettiest girl by the lockers, that's when you do it. Just a quick one. And they're like, I am going to the dance. I'll see you.
That was one of my defensive moves on the soccer field. So, I would align myself. I would align myself with the defender, and right when they would make the cut, I would be like, bam! And yeah, man, if you line yourself with the goalie or the ref can't see you, nobody ever knew it happened.
That was good old fashioned teasing in the old days at schools. Now we just replace that with school shootings.
pretty much. If your parents are celebrities, you better watch out. Like Dave Chappelle said, Dave Chappelle tells kids, hey, you better learn duck and weave, duck and bob, duck and weave, because you're parent a celebrity. They're coming after you first.
All the other kids with the pumped up
Duck,
kids.
dodge, dive, duck, and dodge.
Duck and cover
Rip
in South Park.
Dodge a ball, you
Duck
dodge
and
a
cover.
bullet.
Duck and cover from the lava.
All right, let's real quick. I actually do want to get into this World Series because something happened. It was a wave that washed over me and covered me that I was not expecting because I was in between a rock and a hard place with not wanting the Dodgers.
I'm totally turned on by the last three things you said, You just need to calm it down a little bit, Adam, there.
A catch-22, if you will. I do not want the Dodgers to have anything good happen to them at all. I want them to fall into the San Andreas fault. But I don't want Canada, of all, you can't, again, we went over this. I'm mad at the American League. That one other team could not make it, and it's a whole nother country. However, after watching these guys play, we talked about the rookie, George Springer gets hurt, then he comes back, then he gets hurt. He's still uplifting the team. You got, who does not love Vlad Guerrero growing up when we were kids? And now his son is just crazy. He steps on, he makes the play at first, and he's like, I'm the man. I'm just going to slap the base with my hand to make the out on this Asian guy. I'm better than him. Boom. That was just a statement. And from Ohtani striking out being more the story, yes, he's unbelievable. We've talked about it till we're blue in the face or our knuckles are red. But it's more about the Blue Jays. It's more about the Blue Jays to me and how I won't be upset if they win, where I was going to be upset that Canada won. I've blocked that out of my mind, and now I'm just like, hey, I want the Blue Jays, that team that I'm watching, I want them to win. And oh, by the way, it means the Dodgers will cry, and I love that. But do you guys have any of that going too, Miles? Who deep down, one of these teams has to win. I get it. The next game is tonight, and it could be over. I do think the Dodgers are going to play like the Blue Jays said, their hair's on fire. I think the Dodgers will do that tonight. And then we'll see how it goes in Game 7. It really is 50-50. Do you see it that way? And who are you actually hoping deep down wins?
Deep down, I just want to be sure that the BJs don't give us blue balls. We want them to get it done tonight. And let's go ahead and rewind the clock back to 1993. Game 6 against the Atlanta Braves. What happened in the bottom of the ninth? Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life. What if tonight in Game 6 as well, if the Dodgers lead throughout the evening and then Vlad Guerrero steps up with a runner on first and second with 2 outs, and we have a touch 'em all, Vlad, you'll never hit a bigger one in your life moment. That would be the sweetest cap to an MLB postseason that we loved the deep runs by some of these underdog teams, whether you got Milwaukee finally winning the series in the NL and then Seattle taking on Toronto in the ALCS. And then we thought it was going to be ruined by yet another Dodgers World Series championship, their third in 6 years. But if Vlad can do that tonight, it will live in the anal cavities of history.
Big time. T.I., what do you think about the Dodgers losing 3 games in a week in the playoffs? I just didn't know if I saw that coming.
Here's my take. If YouTube hasn't already canceled us, I'm going to go ahead and kick it up a notch. I don't care if this is a bin Laden managed team and Saddam Hussein is on the plate. I am not rooting for the Dodgers. So I am perfectly fine with Canada winning the World Series. I'm a Cardinals fan. I hate the Dodgers. I've hated the Dodgers since Earl Hershiser and Tommy Lasorda and all these bozos. So yeah, I mean, go ahead and give me a Canada World Series. I'm fine with it. I am all for. I'd love to see a Game 7, of course, as long as Toronto wins. But I just can't handle another Dodgers championship. They are the quintessential most
Real
hated
terrorists.
team. I mean, outside of Dodgers fans, how can you like the Dodgers? Like who? I don't think there's anybody rooting for the Dodgers. I really don't, outside of their fans. I mean, who actually is like really being like, well, you know what? I don't want Canada to win a World Series. I mean, that's my take. So as long as YouTube hasn't canceled us right now at this point for me mentioning two of the prime terrorists of the last 40 years, I'm all in
pledging
on the Blue
allegiance
Jays,
to them.
man. I'm a big fan of BJs. I love BJs. One of my favorite pastimes is just watching BJs and receiving BJs. So I'm all in, man. All in on the BJs. Give it to me. Give me a BJ. Not you guys,
You
of
heard
course,
it here
but
first.
other people.
I hear a shirt. It sounds like a shirt's coming.
Yeah.
Well, if Adam
Yeah.
put on a wig for you, you never know.
No, you still know. All right, so
Sure, I don't.
I mean, everybody
So-
loves BJs.
we were talking through on the group chat just what, like, we barely could stomach last night's game. I mean, it was the only thing on. The NBA doesn't really count when it's the first 2 weeks.
Yeah,
No matter
yeah.
what intriguing matchup you want to talk about, it's just too early for us to like really get in there. So I get
It's
that.
just
But then
it's
you
sloppy.
give us that.
Very
like,
very sloppy.
it was
Very
just-
sloppy.
when
Sloppy-
here's
sloppy
how
BJs.
you knew it was going to be a weird game. That Miami was coming off an actually pretty good win in which both sides of the ball, they looked good against Atlanta, who Atlanta has 3 or 4 games this year that they looked really good. So you go on the road to Atlanta and you play that well. And Lamar hasn't played in a month, and you still have Miami as an underdog, big underdog at home. That's how you knew, this is not going to go well for Miami. And they just never got off the team bus from Atlanta. Their offense, defense, they're turning the ball over. Tua, if he's down by like 1 point, what's the over-under on how many points Tua needs to be down by where it's like, nope, I'm shutting this game off, it's over? I think it's literally 2.
Yeah, I was
If
going to
he's-
say it's a field goal. It's a field goal.
Yeah, he can't come back from like 2 points.
I mean, the poor guy has had like 17 concussions in the last hour. So
Does he even know he was playing? Yeah.
I mean, as a Dolphins fan, I mean, you guys saw the game. They kept panning the crowd. Man, people just have these looks on their faces like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go on the field and fight this guy. Like they're ready to collectively like fight club to and let's be real at this point. Like, there's no way that they continue moving forward with him as a starter next season. Mike McDaniel's going to be gone. So I mean, I don't know. They got a mess. They have a couple skill players. Of course, they've got Waddle. They've got Achane. Achane's great. Waddle, unfortunately, is in a situation where he's the only receiver, so they can just triple coverage him if they want because nobody else can. Malik Washington, okay, whatever. I mean, yeah, he returns some kicks and he might catch a pass or two, but I mean, let's be real. Tyreek Hill got injured with a gruesome injury, and he's like celebrating as he's like pulled off the cart, like, hell yeah, I don't have to be here anymore. Like, Miami is defunct. They are defunct. They have a lot of problems. Like you said, Lamar Jackson hasn't played in 2.5 months, and he's just out there like Joe Montana. I don't know, man. They got
9 touchdowns.
Miami has issues. Doesn't hurt my feelings by any
Miami-
means, but
Right.
Yeah, the Miami team that does not have issues is playing your Nashville SC right now, for sure, in the playoffs. I mean, if
you're
no one
right
cares about the NBA and no one cares about that Thursday night football game, and we are back to the OGs of Thursday night football with that game last night. But MLS
Super
playoffs, I mean, there's 5, 6, maybe 7 people in this 6, 7 people in this country that care about MLS playoffs.
That's right. And,
So-
most of them are Messi's family. You know, they're the main ones that care about it. So I don't know how many kids he has. Does he have 3 or 4? That counts for about half of the fan base there. So yeah, I don't. Shout out to
We'll say
Nashville
his wife
FC.
has my daughter's name.
You know, I mean, shout out to Nashville FC. They are great. They are good, but it seems like they always have to play Messi. I don't understand why they have to play Messi. I feel like they're the New York Knicks or the Seattle SuperSonics. You know, always got to go up against the GOAT. You know,
Jordan. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
But they're not ass.
Their
They're just not
soccer
ass.
team.
They're not ass.
The
They're
soccer
better than the
team-
Titans. Better than the Titans, that's for sure.
At football,
I think
Yes,
the soccer
there's-
team there, or even the Titans, could do better than 2 for 12 on third down, and that's what
Oof.
Miami was.
Oh,
I mean, you're
That's
not.
awful.
You're going to score 6 points. You're going to score 6 points in a game if you go 2 for 12 on third down. You just have no shot.
and
And then
another
the
thing
turnovers.
too. I mean, to each. Listen, I'm not an NFL coach. To each their own, but they're down 14-6, and they're going for it when they're on like the 10 or whatever. And I'm like,
Well,
what?
they also
It's
missed
early.
the field goal.
That's what I'm saying. It's early in the game. Like what? I'm like, what are you doing? You know, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of ridiculous. It's like you clearly could have had it to a 1-score game, but you know, you're going for it there.
If Miami gets
it's first quarter.
If Inter Miami gets eliminated, do you try Messi at quarterback for Miami? Just a thought.
I'm sure he can see the field better than Tua. He's a lot taller, so
Suggested.
I think
He's got
Dan
better
Marino
head
was in
on
the
his
stands.
shoulders.
Dan Marino was in the stands. I think they showed him. Maybe
He
kind of
should've-
get
his
get
ass-
him loose a little
his
bit.
ass should have been
Get
on
his-
the field. Yeah, he should have been warming up. Should have been in the Dan Marino should have been in the
Fake
bullpen.
spike. He could have fake spiked it. He at least just
Yeah,
Well, even with Dan
I'm-
Marino out there, we still know the Finns are not going to the Super Bowl.
yeah. I'm hearing.
Hey, he got one.
I'm already hearing.
2-1, and that didn't go so well after.
Joe Montana.
I'm already hearing.
Great linebacker.
Already hearing like Jim Ross there in the late third. He's like, "Is that Dan Marino? Oh, Dan Marino is here. He's not even supposed to be here. He's got a steel chair." You know, like, yeah, could have saved the whole game there. You know.
So, yeah, there's not much else to say about Zidolphin. You must think like Zidolphin. So real quick, I want to make sure I mention this is the first time I think because it's cold enough. I'm wearing hoodie season is here. Your team sucks. Loving this
Reads
black
our
hoodie.
team. That looks like our team sucks.
Yeah. There's the yeah.
Why? Why?
Yeah,
Miles-
our team sucks.
Miles, I got news for you, Miles. Our team does suck. Luckily,
team does suck. Yeah.
luckily, Adam
Put
gets a
some
little bit of a
two-tone
pass
blue
there.
over the Y.
Yeah,
Yeah, over the Y. Yeah. So
Ooh,
the
you
link,
put it in blue for both UCLA and the Titans. Got it.
look, it comes in many colors, but also the t-shirts, of course. Click the link in the description if you have not checked out some of our gear, also some other hot items. For as it gets colder, you're gonna need some coffee, and this is the way to do it. So shout out to us for having all the goodies. Make sure you follow us wherever you get your social media. Okay, so let's go over one thing we didn't talk about in the group chat actually that I just realized is the college foosball. I am going to next week going to the for money. I would not just volunteer myself to go to a Notre Dame versus Navy game, but I am getting paid the big bucks to go up to South Bend. It is not my first time there, but that's in a couple weeks. But this coming week, let's talk through, Miles, who are the matchups that you're looking for? What do you see? I know Ohio State. Those aren't teams that are going to lose in the next 100 years. They're not losing a game. But who else you got?
I don't care. I go into every IU game assuming I'm going to get disappointed. Sig's the man. He's not
Still,
going to let us down. But
still,
I still, it doesn't matter until we are in that Big Ten championship game. I am worried. Well, I'm not worried about Wisconsin, Purdue. Maryland's on the road, Penn State on the road. You never know. Someone could die out there for all I know. But the games I'm actually interested in, I can't believe I'm saying it for the second straight week, the biggest game involves a team in Nashville, Tennessee. And it had nothing to do with the Titans. Vanderbilt playing at Texas. I think Texas is going to get exposed this week, finally. And it's going to happen at home down here in the Lone Star State.
well,
Diego
Tennessee, Oklahoma,
Pavia.
too. And Tennessee, Oklahoma, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in either of those teams. Of those four teams right there, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, and Vanderbilt, I think it's by a bit of a margin. Vanderbilt's the best team. That is sickening. Like, I'm neutral towards Vanderbilt, but just like as a college football fan, it makes me in the stomach. But a lot of people feel that way towards Indiana. They want to throw shade at my Hoosiers. But as someone that's been through it for the last 30 years, I feel for Vanderbilt. So it's a nice story. I can get on board with it. I just am not with Tennessee. Who's Tennessee beaten? Barely anyone in Division One. They have absolutely zero top 25 wins. They have a couple of close losses that makes them relevant. And I mean, Alabama was a 3-score game anyhow. You lose on the last second field goal, a miss against Georgia, and somehow that makes you good, losing at Neyland Stadium to a more down Georgia team. I'm not buying it. Oklahoma, I think, is finally getting shown for what they are. Overrated. They got lucky that they had some pinstripes playing for them against Auburn. Otherwise, they'd be a 3-loss team right now. I'm not buying that game whatsoever. I am actually kind of excited that game day is going out west to Salt Lake City. Shockingly, that Utah-Cincy game is suddenly a huge game. Former Hoosier, Brandon Sorsby, quarterbacking the very quietly solid Cincy Bearcats, who are right in the thick of the Big 12 hunt. They win this game. They find a way to win it. Cincy, I think, becomes everyone's top contender to win the Big 12.
Man, well, that's a lot there. T.I. is going to pop a vein. He hasn't spoken in 18 minutes.
18 minutes, and you need to learn how to count. It's clearly been about 12 minutes. But yeah, no, I agree with Miles. We said it on the last episode, or I said it. I said, I think Oklahoma's their record doesn't indicate how good they are. They're really not that good of a team. We've seen Texas struggle. We've already been given Vanderbilt their flowers. So, I mean, of those 4 high-profile SEC teams, Vanderbilt is clearly the one to watch. The game day was here last week for a reason. So, I'm all in on Vandy. Of course, I'm not a Tennessee hater, but I'm also not a Tennessee fan. But I have said, what was it? I don't know, three months ago, whenever Georgia played Tennessee, it feels like 3 months ago, I said they needed that game more than anything to continue in the season. And once they lost that game, I thought their whole team was suspect. They struggled against Mississippi State. They struggled against Arkansas. I mean, Auburn handled Arkansas pretty well. I thought Tennessee was going to lose to both of those teams. So I just don't buy Tennessee. I know that, we've had the QB switch between, Aguilar and the Pirate Boy out there, at UCLA. I've already forgot his name.
Yourselves.
But just reminds me of Captain Jack Sparrow. Every time I see him, he's got his little dangling earring and his little eye makeup on. I mean, he just looks like Captain Jack. I call him Captain Jack for the last 2 years. So
that's my quarterback.
But that's my quarterback. I get it, man. Hey, man. I know you love UCLA, and they have played better. Let's be real. UCLA has played better the past couple games, but overall, I think Tennessee won that trade.
Yeah, just you not sure about that? Losing by 50.
You sure about that? I mean, but Tennessee clearly won that trade, but I just don't buy Tennessee.
Sure.
Yeah. And let's be real, Oklahoma's coming off a loss, so they could clearly snipe Tennessee there, and then Tennessee fans are all going to be like making excuses. But I think Vanderbilt's the second best team in the SEC. We said it last week. We said it the week before. I think we're still sticking with it between Alabama and Vanderbilt. I mean, Maybe Ole Miss. I mean, I think Ole Miss proved that they had Georgia on the ropes and they let them come back and they kind of re-answered this past week. So I think Ole Miss is still really good. But they've got some inner struggles because apparently Florida is willing to back up the Brinks truck for Mr. Lane Kiffin, and that's got to be playing in the back of their minds a little bit. So I don't know how Ole Miss will continue, but to me, Vanderbilt is clearly the second best team in the SEC and going to be a fun game to watch.
Well, I don't know how LSU is going to continue. Miles, I got to ask you, what does an AD do? You went to a big college. Maybe you know things. Scott Woodward, just hours ago, really, got relieved of his duties. Or I guess it was said, like, he will not be active in the role of finding the new coach, all of that. What does the guy like that even do? How does that work?
He's supposed to be the executive for the athletic programs. Like, he is supposed to be basically the commander in chief. He is the vice. I want to say vice principal, but vice president, as they say in colleges. He is the upper echelon when it comes in top tier of intercollegiate athletics. He is supposed to be the decision maker on it. He's supposed to be the one having the final say as the executive of where the money goes, how it gets delegated if it's not properly earmarked. He's supposed to be the balls and the final decision maker. So obviously we all know what happened, and the governor of Louisiana went on the program that you always reference with Pat McAfee to talk about the situation. That is freaking hysterical. That is absolutely hilarious. And if you didn't understand what football means to the South, you better as hell know now that you have a governor going to the Pat McAfee program to talk about it. It is huge money for that state, and the revenue they bring in for that state university through their athletic program, people are mocking them for it. It's bigger money than you realize. And this decision has political impacts on the state. You're going to tell me that it's all red. It's very, very Republican in the rural areas of Louisiana. And usually, they recently had a Democrat governor, but usually a Republican governor. So when at least it comes primary season, if you're going to put your hand in that pie of college sports, you better get it right. I think it's actually a decent move that they are going to have a panel selecting this, because Woodward, back-to-back jackass moves. The real mistake LSU made was hiring him in the first place after that Dr. Dipshit hired Jimbo Fisher to have a contract that would have given him more money than God at Texas A&M, and a massive, massive buyout. And now you're talking about over $100 million worth of buyouts in the last 5 years now. It's absurd. He belongs nowhere near a major Division I program as the athletic director.
Yeah,
well said.
These coaches, man.
Bad look.
They have the best. These fired coaches have the best job in the world. My favorite tweet of recent that's become surfaced from Brian Kelly is when he first went to LSU, and he's like, "Yeah, this is amazing. This in-state recruiting is just lights out. These players in Louisiana want to play for LSU." And it's like, yeah, about that. It didn't really work out in your favor, Mr. Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, LSU, can I interrupt real quick? LSU needs to hire the Coastal Carolina athletic director. Last night, they wore those beautiful glow-in-the-dark jerseys on the teal field while giving away free hot dogs and popcorn. Get that man a bigger job right now.
Yeah.
Right now. I don't care what Coastal Carolina's. And Coastal Carolina in the last few years had some really, really good teams. They've gone off a cliff, but goddamn, man, that dude's a genius. He's like the Savannah Bananas of college football right now.
Love it. Gotta have
anybody
it.
who's
Indiana's getting a Savannah Banana team.
Anybody who's offering free hot dogs, they got my vote. They got my vote. Free Glizzies, right. Give me one.
I got the Texas Tailgaters right down the road over here in Frisco. So, hey, Adam, we're going to have to link up for a game then. Let's do this.
Obviously.
I don't know if you guys, I was going to say, you guys may have saw the viral video this past weekend of going around. I don't know who the band was, but they had a guy grilling on stage, throwing hot dogs out to the crowd. And I was like, all right, man, people love hot dogs. Doesn't matter if it's college football,
Man,
doesn't matter if it's concerts.
yeah, I'm
People
mad.
love hot
I'm mad
dogs.
I missed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's shift back to the NFL. There's only 3 games. I count 3 that are worth anything. And here's the proof. So I'll real super quick. 49ers Giants, no. Panthers Packers, no. Vikings Lions, no. Chargers Titans, no. Falcons Patriots, no. Bears Bengals, no. Jaguars Raiders, no. Saints Rams, no. Seahawks
Jaguars,
Commanders.
Raiders. Ooh, Jaguars, Raiders.
Yeah. Seahawks Commanders, no. And Cardinals and Cowboys, no. Okay, those are all no's. The only yeses that we're gonna give are Broncos at Texans, if the Texans can prove they're for real, Colts Steelers, and the true game. I wish they would have somehow flexed this to a Sunday night, is Chiefs at Bills. So let's end with Chiefs at Bills because let's make the listeners wait. That's the sexy one.
How was that not the Sunday night game? I mean, how flex it to Monday? I mean, isn't Monday Cowboys Cardinals? I mean,
yeah.
like no,
I don't know
First
how they
game's going
do
to
it.
be here in
come
Dallas.
on.
It's
Who-
ridiculous.
I mean, who
They're
in
amping it up like it's a big
off
game.
season scheduling that? Who is like, yeah, even if these teams are healthy, like, no, I don't want to watch that. If they have all their best players, no, I don't want to watch that.
Right.
My God, man, who
Very
decided
dumb.
that? You know,
So let's end with that one. So Bo Nix, CJ Stroud. I'm curious. I know both of you wish nothing but ill will against the Houston Texans. I was on board with that last week, and it screwed me. But just being realistic, which Houston Texans team, as they're at home, is going to show up? Because Denver is looking better by the minute, and the points are going to Denver. Houston is favored to win. So I'm like, that's what makes it intriguing because at home, Houston's getting 1.5. And I'm wondering what you guys see in that. And I know, obviously, you're picking the Broncos to win because you have to, or you'll get kicked out of your fan base. But realistically speaking, T.I., what do you see for that game?
I think the team that's going to show up for the Texans is the Texans team that sucks like every other time they step on the field. You know?
Anyway,
Because,
so Miles, what do you think?
Yeah, no, your team is just injured, man. Your team is so injured top to
I
bottom.
know,
Like
I
I
know.
mean,
It was
I
rough.
don't. I mean, I watched about half of that game, and I mean, you guys got Mac Jones out there. Sure, he has done the job, but he's not the starter. You guys
And
got
we
you're
can't
injured.
protect them. We
Yeah,
don't have all of our
so
offensive linemen either.
I
No one talks about
don't
that.
I don't think the Texans are good at all, man. I really don't. I'm obviously rooting against them. The Broncos have showed us that they are up to the task, but they also have showed us that they're vulnerable. I mean, if it wasn't for Bo Nix all of a sudden becoming, Super Saiyan his final form against the Giants in the fourth quarter, and for the Titans just being awful, the Broncos have 2 more losses. So, it could be anybody's game, of course, because it's the age old saying any given Sunday. But I don't think that the Texans are any good. I really don't. There's a reason why that they're considered one of the bottom of the barrel teams. They have a good coach. They have a quarterback that's one dimensional. He doesn't run the ball. He doesn't know what to do if the pocket collapses. Yeah, he may run for 5 yards, 10 yards, but he ain't Lamar Jackson. He's not even. Jackson Dart's out there running more than him, and I'm not saying you have to be a one-dimensional. I'm not saying that you have to run the ball to be a threat in the NFL, but when you're as bad as the Texans, you got to be able to tuck the ball and run and actually get something. So I take the Broncos. I think the Broncos going to win this. I think Broncos probably win by 2 touchdowns. That's where I'm at.
It's just weird. They're just their favorite.
Yeah.
They're favored to win. The Texans are
I
literally
see
favored
this.
to win.
I
I
see
just don't.
this differently. I see this completely differently because I get that the Niners are banged up, but I think that win does a lot for Houston. I think they start to get their feet under them, and that doesn't mean that they're going to contend in the division. They're not going to. Indy's winning that division, but I still don't trust Denver on the road. They have that great road win at Philly. I get that, but I don't trust them because they still seem shaky. Even in the games that they do prevail. And Ti, you did touch on this. Denver is very vulnerable, and obviously they had that crazy loss in Indy. I think that's more who they are on the road, and I think it was more about Philly just handing the game to Denver. I think Denver at home is honestly a contender in all the AFC. If they could play every playoff game at home, they somehow find a way to get home field advantage, which I don't believe they will.
Right.
I'd be like, yeah, they could make a run to the Super Bowl if they had every game at home in Mile High, which gives that additional advantage with the altitude. But on the road, they're good. They'll be in every game on the road. They should be, but I don't know, and I think they slip up this week.
Could be.
So maybe
be.
that's where the money's going, and that's what I mean. Because again, it's weird to me that they're favored. So I think that win last week may have boosted something. We'll see. So when you said that they're vulnerable, it made me think of what Justin Fields said last week, where he said he'll be vulnerable, and then he just was crying in the corner.
Oh my
That's
God.
so weird. Like to
Another.
say that.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. I was like, man, what kind of grown ass man actually says that in a press
Yeah.
conference? You know,
Like,
like
and then Steve Young was on was it PTI or Dan Patrick show, and he was talking about that, and he's like, "Man, I feel for him, man. I've been there. I don't know if I've said it out loud, but I've been there." Because even Steve Young was like, "Bro, what are you doing?" Like everyone's been there, but you don't say
Yeah,
it.
I have a good one for you on this. So, Justin Fields often has his hands underneath the butt crack of a former Bishop Joyner Saint, Joe Tippmann, who flexes between center and guard. And my mom was actually with Joe Tippmann's mom this past week, getting their nails done. It was kind of more coincidence that they ran into each other. It wasn't a planned thing, but they know each other well. And my mom texted me after. She follows college football and even high school football very closely. The NFL, not so much. But she was telling me about it, and then she goes after via text going, "Are the Jets not very good?" Yeah,
Well, Mom,
hey, they won a game last week.
if you want to call me, I can tell you a
Yeah.
little bit about it. Yeah.
Don't tell your brother Jeff down in Cincinnati though. The diehard Bengals fans don't discuss that with them. But to me, yeah, the Jets are not very good, other when they play in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Jet.
Just all bad.
Yeah,
All right.
Jets hadn't been good since they had that guy that tries to beat up old men. You know,
Yeah. Oh, there's some good. Yeah. That's some good costume action going there. Throwing ketchup on a green jersey. So
Yeah,
I came close. I came close to getting a Mark Sanchez jersey on eBay, and that'd be my Halloween
for $1
costume this year.
for $1.
Yeah, for real.
So, Steelers at home. That's the only reason why I think it is intriguing. They're still giving up 3.5 points to the Colts, who are obviously favored. But again, at home, I don't know what kind of elements they'll be. I mean, at some point, I don't know if it's in a couple days from now, but at some point, the Colts are going to hit a stumbling block. It doesn't mean that they're gonna all of a sudden be a bad team. I'm not saying that, but they're not going to go undefeated the rest of the year. They are going to lose at some point, and it wouldn't be the most terrible look ever if you go on the road to Pittsburgh and Aaron Rodgers and lose. I know that they played bad against Green Bay in that fourth quarter, but I don't think they're that bad. I think they know how to give someone like the Colts a game, and I still am picking the Colts. Is anyone picking the Steelers, Ti?
I by default need to pick the Steelers. One, I'm a Titans fan, so I'm always going to root against the Colts. And secondly, Mr. Jalen Hurts is on bye this week. So who is my starting quarterback? Mr. Aaron Rodgers. So I need him to play well. I need him to get the
9
job done.
tutties.
And just this week,
What an insightful take.
He signed one of his former wide receivers, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And it's like I've said before, whether you're Brett Favre, whether you're Aaron Rodgers, you have a way to make these terrible no-name wide receivers household names. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see MVD or MVS out there.
You gave him VD.
Yeah, I was thinking of Rob Van Dam from the wrestling there, RVD. But MVS, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go on some deep routes and get some touchdowns. So, but on the flip side, Jonathan Taylor just looks a man on a mission. Like they're out there saying like, well, does he have a chance to win MVP? And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, who's playing better football than Jonathan Taylor? There isn't a quarterback playing better football than Jonathan Taylor at this point, So it pains me to say it. So I am going to give some credit to the Steelers there. I think the Steelers can win it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my name in the hat there and vote for him.
So,
like you said,
Miles,
Colts need to stumble. Colts need to stumble.
I love the reasoning. Two reasons why the Steelers are going to win. Because one, F the Colts, and two, Aaron Rodgers is my fantasy quarterback. It makes me think of stepbrothers. Like, I manage a team. Oh, Little League? Well, fantasy.
MVS. He has more history with MVS than any other receiver on the Steelers team.
Okay.
So
this is the funniest take. MVS. Let me tell you about MVS. So it is well documented that the 49ers offense in the wide receiver room, have guys like Brandon Ayuk out, Ricky Pearsall out. Their third guy, who has been known on the team as the third guy, who you gentlemen know very well because he went to Tennessee.
Juwan Jennings.
Yes. So Juwan Jennings, he has been out half the year. We had to get Kendrick Bourne, who had a case of the dropsies for 3 straight games where he couldn't catch a pass.
He had one good game.
And then I picked him up in fantasy and he didn't do anything. So then all that to say, and Demarcus Robinson was like the Rams' 4th receiver that we were all excited about. We got him. Then he was suspended. Then he had a case of the dropsies. Now, I'm going somewhere with this. Okay, do you know who's 7th man on our depth chart who we got rid of? MVS. But T.I. thinks somehow if he can't make the Niners roster with 18 guys out.
It's not about making a roster. It's about having experience with a quarterback. He played for Aaron Rodgers with him for 3 years. Aaron Rodgers is the reason why he has the majority of his career touchdowns. That's all I'm saying. All he's got to do is just, hey, MVS, I want you to go here. I want you to play this. I want you to play this. I'm going to feed it to you. You catch it. I mean,
what Randall Cobb with the Jets is going on here?
Hey, Randall. Hey, you can't knock Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb did not. Randall Cobb did nothing with the Jets. They brought him to the Jets.
Yeah,
he didn't do anything.
But let's be real. Aaron Rodgers. How many games did Aaron Rodgers play for the Jets? 3 minutes. I mean,
he
stepped
ended
on the
last
field.
season pretty tough.
Yeah,
last year
everyone because they were out of it.
Yeah, I mean,
I do want to make one point on this game, though. Before we move on, I do want to make one point, and I will admit this because I know we have
a real
multiple Colts fans that do watch our SinCast and watch it religiously. Thank you all. If the Colts win this game on the road, and I get the Steelers are going to win the division, not going to be a real threat in the AFC playoffs, but with the weather getting colder, if the Colts win this game in Pittsburgh, I will shut my mouth and admit Indianapolis is a legit AFC contender.
Is my daddy. Sure. I call the Yankees my daddy.
I mean, you can't deny it at that point. I mean, 8-1. I mean, my God,
that's tough. Yeah, at that point, it's come on.
And I said I'd shut my mouth and admit it, so it'd be it'll sound something like that.
Yeah, Charlie Brown.
I mean, I
All
can I
right.
can never root for the Colts, the Texans, the Jaguars, or even remotely say they're going to win. So I'm always going to say they're going to lose. But I just think that there's the Steelers had opportunities to probably trade for multiple wide receivers, couldn't figure it out, couldn't get somebody in there, and I'm sure Aaron Rodgers was like, hey. Get this guy. I have experience with him. I can throw it up to him. I know he can catch it. He doesn't catch it all the time, so we'll see what happens. Am I picking MVS up on fantasy? Hell no. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a touchdown this week from A-Rod. Would not at all.
All right, let's see if Ti has to eat his words on Monday. We'll find out. So here are some numbers to crunch for you guys: 189 for 282, 2,099 yards, 17 tutties, and 4 picks for a rating of 103.1. And then we have 134 out of 197 for 1560, 12 tutties, and also 4 picks for a rating of 103.6, just 0.5 points higher. Josh Allen was the second one, 103.6 rating, and Mahomes was the first one, I said, at 103.1.
I had
So,
that backwards
yeah.
in my head.
So, yeah, in your head, you kind of think that Josh Allen is thrown for more yards. So 5-2 are the Bills, 5-3 are the Chiefs, and this is bizarre. Bizarre. The Bills are the underdogs at home. At home. The Bills have won 4 straight against Kansas City in the regular season, and they are home dogs. I don't care if it's 0.5 a game or a point, 2 points. It's 2.5, whatever. That doesn't matter. I think that is wild. I think Vegas knows something we don't know, obviously. Who are we? We only have about 150 episodes in. Who are we? But good
They
Lord.
know Patrick Mahomes is back. They know Patrick Mahomes is back. That's the problem. The first couple games,
Rasheed
man, he
Rice
struggled.
is back. Rasheed Rice is back
Yeah,
with Xavier Worthy
that
at the
true,
same time.
true. Rashid Rice last game was
that
a
helps.
man amongst boys. But
When you don't
outside
need
of
Travis Kelce, when you can let Kelce kind of just be there as a blanket if needed and just maybe have him for the playoffs, and he's just there and like, okay, you don't need him because you got Worthy, you got Hunt, you got Pacheco who's now kind of out, Rice, and you got all that. It's like, well, maybe you don't have to worry about, where's Kelce? Where's Kelce? It's fine. You have all those other guys, and the defense is playing way better than they were at the beginning of the year, which we are all shocked of how bad they were playing, seeing how it's the same guys as before, same defensive coordinator. Like, what is happening? They're finding it, and it's like, oh man, the Chiefs are great again, and the Bills had some stinkers. So, I just talked myself into going for the Chiefs, I guess. I think I have the Chiefs winning this game now.
do
Whoops.
do any of us really think that that's not like a high probability the Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl, even where they're at right now? I mean, I don't. Let's
as
be
bad
real.
as the Bills are playing,
I think the Chiefs are wiping the floor with the Colts. I do. I hate to say it. Actually, what am I talking about? I don't hate to say it. I love to say it. I think.
Well, yeah,
It makes me want to
love
throw
to
up
say
my
it.
mouth. Makes me want to throw up my mouth. But outside of
that's because
outside of the Bills
the
running
Colts
game,
haven't gone through
I mean, outside of the Bills running game, what do they have besides Josh Allen? I mean, we've already talked about it. They got a bunch of dishwashers at wide receiver. Keon Coleman's the best option.
Those are built-in dishwashers, though.
They're right.
Those are high quality.
They are, but you've got, I mean, between Josh Allen and their running game, I mean, they have some, guys that'll punch you in the mouth if you try to tackle them. But when you're putting the ball in the air, there's just nobody. What, Dalton Kincaid, or whoever the most recent tight end is. I know they got 2 studs.
Knox, I think, right?
Yeah, Dawson Knox was the old one. Dalton Kincaid, I think, is the new one. But either way, it's like they're the same guy. They're just about 5 years apart in age. They're literally the same tight end. So I don't know, man. Regular season, sure, it's important, but both those teams are going to be in the playoffs. So does this game really matter to the Chiefs? I think it matters more to the Bills than it does the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are like, whatever happens, happens. We're still going to whine there because, I mean, they've got, well, I mean, I say that, but here we're sitting here talking about the Broncos as well. So,
And the Chargers.
Chargers got some ups and downs. We don't even fool with the Raiders. They don't even deserve to be in the conversation. But Chargers get luck out this week because they have the Titans. So, and one thing I'll say about the Chargers, and I think it says
They're on a bye
I
week.
think it says a lot about Jim Harbaugh is that, man, they're on like third string running backs and they're still just getting like 150 yards rushing a game, from these guys. Like, what is it? Vidal, whatever is in there right now. And it's like, I never even heard of this dude. I had people in fantasy trying to trade him, and I'm trade him to me, and I'm like, I don't want this dude. And then he gets like 150 yards with 2 touchdowns. So I don't know, man. It's testament to Harbaugh, testament to Jim Harbaugh. Nobody has it. Who has it better than us? Nobody. So yeah, that AFC West is tough for sure, but I just still think the Chiefs are just the Chiefs, man. As long as they have that Taylor Swift mantra, it'll be hard to beat. Travis Kelce had a resurgence last week. We thought he was left for dead. Travis, yeah, you're right. Travis Swift. We thought he was left for dead, and he came out just guns a-blazing. So I don't know, man. It's hard for me to bet against the Chiefs as long as they have the Grim Reaper at QB.
Right. Miles, who do you have?
Well, obviously, yourself and the odds makers are giving a lot of credence to the Chiefs winning, 4 in a row now? You could say they're having a clear credence revival, possibly. I think that the Bills at home are going to inevitably win this game. I think they're hearing the talk all week that they are being really left for dead behind New England now, apparently, has a football team again and post
Drake May
Tom
MVP.
Brady era. Jeez, man, he's the best quarterback in Patriots history now, I guess. And then obviously all the talk on the Colts as well as the Chiefs rising from the dead. I think the Bills have something to prove this week. I think Bills Mafia is the 12th man and inevitably is the MVP this week. The fans do it for him.
Mm-hmm.
They bring him over. I don't care what happens on the field. The Bills are going to find a way. This might be a game where the Chiefs are up like 10 in the fourth quarter, and the Bills say, F it. We're going to come back and win this one. It just kind of gives that vibe. Why not? Why not just go ahead and win the game? Why not?
It's a vibe. So
I love
we talked
to see
about
the
MVP
Bills.
talk.
I love to see the Bills Mafia put Patrick Mahomes through a table. That would be nice.
Suplex. So
elbow drop.
We talked about I was joking about Drake May MVP, talked about MVP. Stay tuned to Monday's episode because we have to do our NFL middies. We did them last year, and so we have to go over Coach of the Year, MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Toilet Bowl, who should be fired. We'll go through all that. We did it last year. It was super fun. And I was looking at the calendar and I'm like, hey, this is the exact week that we have to do it. So it's weird that it's not 16 weeks or 17 weeks, 16 games, because then obviously when it's the exact halfway point and now it's an odd number. So, but this is the week.
This idiot doesn't realize there's a bye week, so it's actually 18 weeks. So after week 9, yes, it is perfectly halfway.
No. But what I'm saying is the games played.
Yeah.
Because not every team, that's all I mean. Yeah.
I can go ahead and tell you who needs to be in the toilet bowl. It's clearly the Titans and maybe the Jets and Raiders at this point. The Jets and Raiders.
We're going to get it though. The Saints Titans are going to happen. Saints Titans is going to happen this year.
You'll have to stay tuned and find out on Monday.
Maybe we could combine the rosters of those 4 teams into 2 teams and then play the toilet bowl.
Only if Canada wins the Super Bowl of baseball.
Or just banish them. Just banish them. Whoever is the worst team in the NFL, just banish them. I do want to banish Mike McDaniel's glasses that he wore at the game last night. I want to banish those. Those are we're 70s old man. My grandfather wore those glasses. What are we wearing? How about
the only
the
reason I stayed up late was to watch Foo Fighters. to watch Foo Fighters after the game. That was the only reason I watched Amazon last night. It was not the game.
Well,
They said, "Oh, Foo Fighters is on next." Okay, I'm in.
how about the multiple shots of Mike McDaniels where he's just like, oh, just like they showed him like 4 times. He's just like staring up at the sky. He's like, please,
He's
God,
like falling
just
asleep.
strike me with lightning right now.
He's waiting.
Please.
He's waiting on your call to be your next offensive coordinator up there in Nashville, man.
Bring him. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Bring him.
Yeah,
just stay away. And Adam, I will say, man, hark back to your most recent episode. There is A to Z Sports and some other outlets in Nashville are all in on Robert Saleh as our next head coach. Not even DC, the head coach. They're like
San Francisco Union.
They're like, he's the guy, and I'm just like, I don't know about that. My money's on, not that I want it to be, but my money is on the next Titans head coach is going to be Mike McCarthy.
McCarthy, yeah.
I really think so, because we just like to hire Mikes. That's what we do. I mean, our interim coach is Mike McCoy, and now we're just going to go to Mike McCarthy, have Mike Vrabel, Mike Munchak,
Well, you could hold out for Ditka.
Mike Hunt. What about Mike Hunt?
Oh,
Mike
yes,
Hunt.
of course.
One of the best. Mike Hunt, one of the best coaches
Hurricane
out there.
Ditka. Just hold out for Ditka. All right. So remember to follow us wherever you get your social media. Stay tuned for Monday's episode at NFL Middies. We'll tell you why the Bills-Chiefs game went the way it did. We'll tell you why the college football rankings are why they are. We'll check in with Miles on that. He's the end-all be-all. T.I. usually is unaware of the rankings. He's like, what do you think Notre Dame will be ranked? And we're like, they're already out, dude.
They're not out. Notre Dame's never out. It doesn't matter how many losses they had. They're like perennial. They're like they start at 25 no matter how many losses they have, and they work their way up. That's how
the rankings are out Sunday.
He actually kind of nailed it. Well, that's the AP rankings. The real rankings, the first CFP is until Tuesday night.
Well, right. I'm just saying, but every Sunday the rankings come out.
We'll project it. Yeah. Then we'll project for Tuesday.
All right. So, hold on. I just realized
you guys forget. I'm not even
at
home on the weekends. I'm not even home on the weekends. What are you guys talking about? I don't even know. I didn't look at a TV until like 10 o'clock on Sunday nights.
Yeah. Nor do you look at what you put on in the mirror.
Yeah. What are you wearing?
This is just I bought this outfit at Abercrombie and Fitch today. Thought it was pretty hot, man. That's what the kids are wearing.
Abercrombie sells Nashville SC shirts.
Yeah, they do. This is my tribute to the MTSU Batman. MTSU Batman is patrolling the campus of MTSU, ridding the villains of Murfreesboro. Yeah, I wish MTSU Batman was there when I was living on campus, because we would have him doing beer bongs at Nick's Hall. Because man, we were partying our asses off. But I don't know if you guys are aware, but today is Halloween. Did you know that? It is Halloween. So I chose to dress up as my favorite superhero. T.I. dresses Batman, pretty much.
Today?
Yes, today is Halloween.
I don't have kids that I know of, so I never.
Today is Halloween. Last night was Devil's Night. Today is Halloween. I gotta buy some candy corn. Yeah, you're probably the guy that puts the whole bucket of candy out. It's like with just a sign that says "Please take one," and turns the light off. I would love going to your house when I was a kid. I was like, oh yeah, man, dump all this shit in my bag. Give some of my buddies.
Ring doorbell solves that, because then I can just from my phone yell at kids.
Yeah, the bowl's suddenly empty after T.I. comes up and what witchcraft is this? That's the evil juju right there, man. You'll get all the spirits on you after pulling crap like that.
I put in my house. I put buckets. I put buckets. I got like a bucket of milk, bucket of Dr. Pepper, bucket of orange juice. I'm like, get you a couple slurps.
You get buckets. You say? One would say you get buckets. Got it. Yeah, fair.
I get buckets like Ja Morant. Ja Morant got two game winners through 5 games. I'll take it.
That's 40% in some places.
Amen.
So be sure to follow us wherever you get your social media. Remember, new episodes come out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And yes, happy Halloween. And we will see you Monday.
Utah Mammoth for Stanley Cup.
Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Idiot Nation. Remember, we are on all social media and on YouTube, and the podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Remember, new episodes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, because you watch Sports Idiot Nation,
You would be the smartest idiot in the whole world.